Okay, so I think we are live here. All right, guys. Hey, everyone. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right, so actually, just give me a second because I usually check my live session on my phone, but I forgot to keep my phone on hand. So while I go grab my phone, I'm just gonna wait for more of the ladies to join us. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to share out this webinar link on Facebook, so you guys can also do me a favor and just share out this webinar link on your Facebook page and even Twitter as well, so that your friends can also come and join us here. All right, so let me just quickly do that. Okay, so where is it? Okay, so let's just quickly share this out. And if you guys can also do me a favor and also do the same thing, share out the video on your timeline and also on your Facebook timeline. So today's webinar will be about an hour long. I don't want to take up too much of your time. And if you guys have any question, type in the comment section. And just in case I don't, have the time to get to your question, so if you can do me a favor and maybe save those questions as well, so that during the Q&A session I can also answer them. So just in case I don't answer your question right away, if you can please do me a favor and maybe copy that question and save it. And so during the Q&A session, I'll answer it because once I go backstage, I might not have the time to go back and forth, to look at the comment section and and to answer your question. But at certain times during this webinar, what I usually do is I will take a little break and just check out the comment section. If you guys have any question or whatnot, then I will just come on there and answer the question, as I go along, so that the questions do not pile up. Okay, so let me just share this webinar out. And if you guys can do me a favor, including those that are going to be watching the replay as well, if you can also do me that favor, by sharing out the webinar page on your timeline, Twitter, LinkedIn, or whatnot. I mean, that would help out a lot. And it'll also help your other blogger friends, because then you guys can learn, this valuable info together. Okay, so just making sure I have everything here. So I'm just gonna share this out on my Facebook page, and then I'll just share it out on the couple groups that I am in. Okay, so for those that are gonna be watching us live, joining us, we can also, type hello in the comment section, and let me know who's watching and where you are watching us from. Okay, so we are live. And you guys can just, click on the share button on the webinar page and to share this out. Join us live. Perfecto. Okay, so we are live. Interest webinar. So I love to do this live because I want to make sure that as many people as possible will come. And also the reason why I love sharing my webinar live is because I also want to get you guys to do the same thing as well. Okay, we're live, so hit publish. And also, while I also wait for more people to join us, I will just, quickly do some, housekeeping stuff. So it's been a while since I've come on here to present a webinar. I was looking through my files and I noticed that the last time I did a webinar was in December. Yeah, so that was about 3 months ago. So, but moving forward though, I really want to do this at least, every, at least twice per month, right? So we're live. Join us now. We're live. Join us now. Let me put some happy faces. Okay. Okay. Post. And then I have one more group. Okay, yeah. So one more group to share this on. And then we will start. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. All right. So hopefully, okay, so let me go see who is here live, and then I'm just gonna jump right in and then just get into the session here. All right, so I have quite a number of what you call it of content for you guys, but I'm just gonna get straight to the point. Oh, let me fix my yeah. Okay, fix my dress here. Okay, all right. So, all right, so I just shared the link now. Okay, perfect. Okay, all right. So I'm just gonna jump into today's content. So at least you guys have seen my face. So throughout, most of the webinar, I'm gonna be going backstage. But once in a while, like I said, when I come, check out the comment section or the live chat, and that's when I will come back on stage and engage with you guys and answer any question you might have for me. So I'll see you guys very shortly. Okay, so I'm just gonna go backstage here and share my screen here. Okay, so let's see. So let me go to the first page of this webinar. Okay. Okay, so I do have too many windows open here, but it's okay. Okay, all right, so let's share our screen here. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to share my screen here and just go backstage. So let's see. Okay. All right, so I'm sure everything looks good. And if you guys can, let me know. If you guys can let me know, if there's any issue or anything, please let me know because otherwise it means that I'm presenting this webinar to myself, which doesn't make sense. So if there's any issue with the sound, with the visual, with anything, if you can please do me a favor and let me know so that I can, I can fix it, right away. But I'm gonna check on my end. Okay, so it seems like everything is a-okay. Okay, perfect. All right, so you guys, welcome to this webinar, and thank you so much for signing up, and thank you so much for joining me live and watching this session here. So today's webinar is all about how to grow your blog traffic mainly using Pinterest, right? So you guys have probably heard a lot about Pinterest, maybe from me or from other people or a combination of both, and you just don't know how to use it, or maybe you do have a Pinterest account and you can't even figure it out. So not to worry though, because today in today's webinar, I'm going to be breaking it down and making it, as simple as possible so that you guys can get right into growing your blog traffic using Pinterest. All right. So just a few housekeeping, you guys can turn off any distraction because like I said, this webinar it's only going to be about an hour long. So afterwards, you guys can go, get stuff done and, continue with your day. But I want to make sure that you get the most out of today's session, out of today's webinar. Okay. All right. So just give me a second here. Okay, so I just want you to go check to make sure that my audio is working. Okay, all right. So yeah, you guys can turn off any distraction because I want to make sure that you get the most out of today's session. All right. So a quick intro: who am I and why am I here and why am I in your face this evening? All right. So quick intro: my name is Adiola and I'm a serial blogger, and I've been blogging for a few years now, about 9 years now, I would say, right? And I started blogging in the natural hair space, and then last year I started, showing other bloggers how they too can start a successful blog and grow it, specifically grow the blog traffic. And I've been leveraging the power of Pinterest to grow my own blog audience. Actually, in the past way more than the past 3 years, that I have on the slide here. So, once again, thank you so much for signing up for the webinar and congratulations. So, in the past few months, that I've been showing other bloggers how to optimize their blog and how to quickly boost the blog traffic. I've gotten quite a number of comments, feedback, testimonials from people that I've worked with, my past students and clients that I work with, and this is just some of the testimonials that they share with me, right? So I have Terry, Sonia, Antoinette, Stephanie, Brianna, right? And so here, this slide right here, right? So it says, "Hi, Adiola. The transformation has been amazing. I started out with only 1.2 thousand viewers per month on my Pinterest profile, that is, and now I'm at 190K. And at the time that I got this message from Antoinette, it's only been about maybe a month or so, right? That after she worked with me, and within a month she was able to massively grow her reach on Pinterest, right? And she said that Pinterest has become my top referrer to my site. I'm not trying to figure out what to do with the views, right? So converting it into sales, right? So at least she got the whole traffic thing, checked, right? And you can also see this other feedback that I got from the people, right? So I have Stephanie here on the left and Brianna here on the right, and they took my course, and you can see the kind of testimonials that I got from them. All right. So later on, towards the end of this webinar, I'm going to be showing you how to get this free resource, 20 SEO blog post title, absolutely for free. So all you have to do though will be just to stick around till the end, and then you're going to get this free resource. Now, tell me in the chat, because I want to make sure that you guys get the most out of today's today's webinar. Now, tell me in the chat, and this also includes people who are going to be watching this on a replay. So you want to increase your blog traffic, but you just don't know how. Just let me know if that's you, and just type me in the comment section. Also, tell me in the chat, you've heard so much about Pinterest, but you just don't know how to get started, right? Again, tell me in the chat. And finally, you've tried social media, meaning Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatnot, right? But it's not working and you are just exhausted, right? Again, tell me in the chat. Now, does this sound like you? Like, does this sound like the reason why you came on today's webinar? Let me know again in the chat. You want to be able to get consistent traffic without spending all your time promoting your blog on social media. Again, type me in the comment section. You've tried sharing your content on Facebook thread, Facebook groups, whatnot, Instagram posts, your Instagram feed, timeline, whatnot, Twitter, and every other means possible, but nothing has worked. Type me in the comment section if that's you. Now, you wish you could just have your ideal audience flood to your site on a daily basis and genuinely engage with your content. Now, let me know if that's you, right? Just type me in the comment section. All right, so let's take a look at what you're going to learn today, right? So today I'm going to be covering 5 main key points here. So the first key point I'm going to be covering will be why you are currently struggling to grow your blog traffic and what to do about it, why Pinterest is great for bloggers and why it should be your top traffic referral source. So I just read that testimonial from Antoinette, who said that now Pinterest is her main and her top traffic referral source. So why Pinterest should also be your own top traffic referral source. And third, I'm gonna be sharing three key things to optimize on your Pinterest account for rapid traffic. First, I'm gonna share how to design pins that go viral, and finally, the fifth point, I'm gonna be sharing how to consistently drive more traffic to your blog on autopilot. So, two words I want you to take note of, right? Consistently and autopilot, right? Because I'm all about anything that's going to bring me the biggest ROI without me spending my entire time on it. But before we get into today's content, though, I just wanted to share a quick background story about me and how I got here and why I'm doing what I'm currently doing. So, quick story, right? So back in 2010, about 9 years ago, I was actually getting ready to go to China then. Yeah. So, uh, and then I was getting ready to do a teaching job, right? Teaching an internship for about 6 months in Beijing. And at the same time, I was also getting ready for my last year and my last, few days in um, university. So I was getting ready to graduate. And so a colleague encouraged me to start a blog, right? And for me, I thought a blog, like, I mean, I knew like a blog and what it was and stuff, but at that time, I wasn't really into the whole blogging world. So I thought, okay. But eventually, after about a year or so of living abroad, of living in China, I thought, hey, what the heck? Let me start my own blog, right? So, and then I started a blog, and then about 2 years later, when I came back to Canada, I couldn't really blog about life in China anymore, and I needed to start something out. So, I decided to start my own hair blog because at that point, I was reading so many hair blogs. Anyway, but I struggled with a lot of stuff, right? Maybe you guys can also relate, right? After about a year of running my natural hair blog, I knew that I could, grow it bigger, right? But at that time, even now, it's even much worse, right? Like it was competitive. I didn't really feel like, I could, grow a huge blog with lots of traffic. So I tried a bunch of things, right? I opened a Facebook page, a Twitter account, Google Plus, which is no longer, you know, available. Uh, Tumblr, Pinterest, even, and then Instagram. Like I was pretty much everywhere, right? And I also engaged with other bloggers. I spent time I could have spent writing blogs, doing stuff on my own blog. I spent it, engaging with other bloggers, writing guest posts, and doing pretty much a bunch of things that I thought was gonna, get me traffic, right? But now looking back, I figured, okay, so this is probably why I was struggling to grow my blog traffic, even though I was all over the place, right? Number one was Facebook, right? So I started a Facebook page, which did quite well for a while. And then after a while, my reach just went to the floor. Okay. And then I had Twitter, and then there was a time that I was posting, every hour on Twitter because it's all about volume, right? But I became exhausted. And then Google Plus, which at that time wasn't really that engaging, but there were quite a few bloggers on it anyway. So I thought, let me give it a try. Still, it didn't work out for me. I opened Tumblr, and Tumblr, to me was like a different blogging platform. So I had to, I had so many things to juggle. And then I opened Instagram, and Instagram, as we all know, takes a lot of time. You have to come up with beautiful pictures, videos, and for me, that was just too much for me, right? Because my strength really was in blogging, right? And then guest blogging, right? So guest blogging, as you guys may know by now, it takes a lot of time to write up high quality blog posts, and some guest blogs did well, some didn't really do well in terms of bringing traffic to my site. And then I also tried, like I said, I was all over the place. I also tried learning about SEO, and at that time, even though now I know I have more knowledge about SEO, but at that time, as a beginner blogger, even though I've been blogging for a few years already, But at that time, SEO to me was just very technical, very complicated. I couldn't figure it out. I was like, oh my gosh, right? So I thought, what can I do, right? Like, so should I say small, irrelevant, for like just angry and just not able to grow my blog, or obviously I need another way, right? Like I can't keep doing this anymore. So I thought, okay, what the heck? Let me give Pinterest a try, right? Because I had Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, pretty much on like everything, right? But I thought, okay, let me choose the one platform, right, that will probably bring me the highest ROI, the highest return on my investment. And so I thought, okay, let me choose Pinterest. And I'm so glad I did because I haven't looked back ever since. And so that's why now I'm here, to show bloggers how to also get the same amount of success that I got from Pinterest on their blog as well. So I just want to let you know right now that growing your blog traffic doesn't have to be difficult, right? Maybe you've been blogging for a while now, or maybe you're a new blogger, you've only been blogging for a few days, a few weeks, a few months. And so you're thinking, okay, how can I scale? How can I grow fast? How can I go, to, the level of other bloggers that I've been following for a while now? How do I actually make some serious money and traction from this thing? So just know that help is here. And again, congratulations for, watching this webinar and signing up for it. So today I'm going to help you to clear any confusion you might have about, blogging and how to, and how to actually grow your blog traffic, reduce any frustrations, struggles that you currently have with your blog, and answer as many questions as possible, right? Because I want to make sure that, you get the most out of today's session. Okay, so yeah, so again, going back to this testimony that I shared earlier, as long as you put in the work, because this isn't going to happen on its own, right? You have to put in the work, and then eventually you're going to get the same testimonial that my client here, Antoinette, got with her own Pinterest page. And like I said, I also have a few other students who have gone through my course and they are getting great results from it. An example is Marcia, right? Marcia, and she's actually in the same niche, so she has a natural hair blog as well. And she took my course a while back, and within just a month of just going through my content, this is pretty much the testimony she shared, right? So she had initially she had 7,000 page views on a Pinterest account, and then 15,000 page views, and this was just back in February, so last month. So I'm sure now when you go back to her page, like these numbers would have gone way, way, way up, right? And as you can see here, she goes, I highly suggest her course, right? And she also had, some other testimonials about the bonus that I shared earlier, the 20 blog post ideas, because that's what's going to bring you traffic, your blog post, right? Okay, so where do we start? Where do we begin? And how do we go about this thing? So the first thing I want to share will be why. Because for me, guys, before I get into what or how, I always get into why, right? Because once you know your whys, the whats and the hows become so much easier. Okay, so why are you struggling to grow your blog traffic and especially, from Pinterest? So three things, right? One is that you probably don't know who your audience are, your readers, you don't know who they are, and you don't know what the problem is or what the problems are, and you don't know how to solve their problems, right? Those three key things. So how do we fix this so that going forward we can have, traffic on autopilot, meaning people coming to our blog without us actively working for each click. So let's solve that problem right now. So this is what you need to do. This is how this is how for this niche, Pinterest and blogging, this is what I've actually been doing in the past few months. Will be to go join Facebook groups, right? Facebook groups where your ideal audience hangs out. So for example, let's say you want to start a fashion blog, right? You're going to go join Facebook groups for fashion bloggers, fashionistas, anything that has to do with fashion, right? And then you're going to pay attention to the questions, discussions that people are having in those groups. And then, based on the questions or whatever, you're going to go write blog posts to answer those questions. Or if the group is kind of dead, or or they are active but they're just not posting the kind of content you're interested in, just go and type a question, right? So this is a question template that works like a charm every single time, right? So you're gonna go post a question that's very similar to this template, right? So you're gonna go post, um, what do you struggle with the most when it comes to, so the blogging will be your own blog topic, right? When it comes to choosing the best outfit for work, for church, for date night, whatnot, right? So you're gonna change this blogging aspect, right? So just go to those Facebook groups and start engaging with the audience, start asking them questions, right? And then you're gonna go provide solutions to those problems in your blog post, right? Because if these guys have these questions, if they have these problems, chances are that more people would actually have those questions, right? So this is very, very, very easy to get done. Just go tonight after watching this webinar, just go join at least five Facebook groups, right? 3 to 5, right? Okay, so and I want to quickly share this with you. Even I was thinking, okay, should I keep it or should I take it out? So going forward, right, the key to driving traffic on autopilot without you actively working for any click is to answer this, problem here, right? WIIFM, what's in it for me, right? Every blog post that you write has to solve a problem that your ideal audience have, and you have to blog for your ideal audience and not for yourself, right? And you need to write blog posts that they can relate with, and also blog posts that they are always searching for. Nothing about you, right? So just keep that in mind. Every blog post that you write has to be for your audience. It has to solve a particular problem, and it has to be something that people are always searching for. So that's why I recommended going on Facebook groups and seeing and just watching what kind of discussion, what kind of questions people are asking for, right? And then just go and write and answer a detailed, thorough answer to those questions on your blog post, and then you can go back to those groups and share the link to it. All right. So, oops. Okay. So, tip number 2: why Pinterest is the best platform for bloggers and why it should be your number one traffic source. So, Pinterest, it's very, 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 very easy for bloggers to get, because I said initially when I was trying to grow my blog traffic, I tried to read up about SEO, but it was just too complicated for me. I couldn't figure it out. Uh, Now I do, but back then I just I just couldn't figure it out. So Pinterest, it's very easy. It's an easy platform for bloggers to build an audience. It's really easy to understand and to get started. It's time saving and it's great for introvert bloggers like myself, who aren't so much into putting out pretty pictures with long captions on Instagram or going on videos, right? So it's a really, really, really great platform. So why should you make Pinterest your number one traffic referral source, right? I mean, based on the last key point that I just shared, you can see that Pinterest is so easy to get started with, and Pinterest. So just understand right now, Pinterest isn't about followers, right? It's a search engine, right? It's a search engine, and one thing I love about Pinterest, and the reason why you should make it your top traffic source, is that Pinterest actually shows your content, your blog posts to people who might be interested in your topic, even if they are, they don't, like they're not part of your um, followers, right? And also, it's very easy to share a content on Pinterest. The only thing you need to do would be just to click on the uh, save button. It's very, very, very easy to share a content on Pinterest. And so because of that, it's very easy to go viral, right? And to build a brand presence, right? On Pinterest. Okay. So let me just take a quick break right here. So who feels like this is all coming together? Right? Who feels like this is all coming together? So I'm just gonna mute my microphone here and just go see if I have any question here, and then we'll continue. Okay, all right. So let's continue here. Okay. All right, so moving forward, so point number three. So I'm going to share three key things to optimize on your Pinterest account for rapid traffic. But before I do that, though, I'm just going to quickly share how Pinterest works, right? So this is, just a quick 10 step, right, to how Pinterest works. So you're going to go, actually, first, you're going to go create the content, right? So you're going to go write the blog post, do the video, YouTube video, whatnot, and then you're gonna go and create a beautiful image on Canva, Adobe, PicMonkey, whatnot, right? And then post that beautiful pin to Pinterest. And when you post that pin to Pinterest, you're gonna write a search engine optimized description using the proper keywords, and then you're gonna post that pin to the right board. Your followers will then see that pin, and if your pin is eye-catching with a really strong call to action, they will click on the pin to go to your blog. Or they can save that pin to their board because they might not have the time, to go check out that pin right away. And when they save that pin to their board, it's gonna be seen by their followers, right? And then the followers can either click on that pin or save it to their board. And so the cycle continues. And this is how you get free viral traffic from Pinterest. Very, very, very easy. So now that you know how Pinterest works, it's okay. How can I really make it work for me? Right? So there are three main things you need to optimize on your Pinterest account. Right now, there are so many things, but these three things are very key. Number one will be your profile name, right? So you want to make sure that you add some sort of an SEO keyword to your profile name. So in my case, I have natural hair. And then next, you want to optimize your board name. So this is where a lot of people go wrong, right? So your board names, they need to have, keywords that your audience are searching for. So for my own case, the natural hair page, I have, natural hair products, fussy natural hair, crochet braid, natural hair tips for beginners, pretty much things that my audience are looking for online, right? All right, the last thing you need to optimize on your Pinterest account will be your pins, right? The pins, they need to be click worthy, right? Because otherwise, you're not gonna get any clicks or any traction from Pinterest. And I'm gonna share how to create beautiful pins that go viral. All right, so and that brings me to the next point, which is how to create pins that get you clicks, saves, and thousands of impressions and eventually go viral. So there are four elements, right, that you need to be able to have a viral pin, right? Just four elements, very easy. So one will be the size, and then the number two will be how your pin looks. Because remember when I shared how Pinterest works, the first one I shared was, create a beautiful pin, right? And number three will be to have a curious title, right? And then number four will be, your pin needs to, solve a problem somehow. So let's quickly take a look at each point in more detail. So the size. The size matters on Pinterest, and you want to make sure that your pins are long vertical images. Now, if you're going to be designing your pin on Canva, Canva actually has a Pinterest template, right? And that's what I use sometimes to create my pins, right? Use that template. And I believe that template is 735 by 1400. But anyway, Canva has that template. All right. And number two will be pretty much how beautiful your pin looks, right? Your pin, they need to be visually appealing because when you log on to Pinterest, you're going to be served with a bunch of things, videos, images, right? So it's like, okay, how can I stand out? How can I get my audience to notice my pin, right? So your pins, they need to be visually appealing. All right, so the next point I have here will be curious title. So now that your pin, your ideal audience, customers, clients or whatever, they've seen your pin come up, right? So it's okay, why should I click on that pin, right? Why should I check out your pin? What's in it for me, right? So this is where and why you need to put a curious title, something that's gonna get them to go, okay, that's interesting. Let me check them out, right? Anything you can do to increase, those saves and clicks, because impression is based on the size. So if it's a vertically long image, right? Pinterest is gonna serve that pin to as many people as possible. Now it's up to you to make sure that your pins are visually appealing so that someone will want to save them, and most importantly, click on that pin to go check out your blog post. And finally will be your call to action, right? Call to action. What do you want them to do with that pin, right? Because your readers, like I just said, they have so many choices, so many pins, so many videos, so many things that's grabbing their attention on Pinterest. So it's okay, why should I click on your pin? Why? What's in it for me? Right? So for example, with this pin, right, I have it here, at the bottom. Well, actually, here I have, curious title, right? So let me just go through this pin in detail, right? So the size check, right, vertically long, and then in terms of how it looks, and it's beautiful, everything, right? And then the third point will be the title, curious title, right? How to use Pinterest for your business in 2019. And then I put here includes a 20-point checklist and video tutorial, right? Because I want to get people to click on that pin. And then my call to action, right, will be read the full post at, this blog link, right? I'm telling people, okay, read the full post, right? And for you to read that full post, you need to click on this pin to go check out my blog. All right. So the last point here, the last point here, point number five will be, how to drive consistent traffic to your blog on autopilot. So it's very easy, right? Oh, okay, let me just fix this right away. So now that we've gotten the first four parts out of the way, right? Now it's okay. How do we make sure, and how can I make sure that I get this same traction to my blog every single day, all day long, all month long, all year long, right? How can I keep these, great traffic I'm getting? How can I keep getting it day after day? So what you need actually will be to create again those beautiful pins, right? Great pins, and post frequently. And then you're gonna use a tool like Tailwind to schedule your posts, because obviously you can't, pin 20 times per day, 10 times per day, all the time, right? And number three will be, sometimes what you need to do will be to manually post, right? To Pinterest, and then try your best to log into Pinterest every single day. So for me, because Pinterest it's my top traffic referral source, and I also do Pinterest marketing for companies. I mean, like I go on Pinterest pretty much every single day, all day long, right? So for me, this is very easy, right? And then you want to make sure that you follow Pinterest influencers in your niche, right? Because you want to see what they are doing well that you can also bring over to your blog. And finally, do keyword research on Pinterest, right? Because and also use all the features that's provided by Pinterest, right? Carousels, videos. So for me, anytime Pinterest comes out with anything, I always make sure to use those features because there's a reason why Pinterest decided to come up with that new feature, right? So I want to make sure that I use as many features as possible, right? So carousels, videos, infographics, pins, quotes, whatnot, right? Like I want to make sure that I maximize my presence on Pinterest. Okay, so who feels like again this is all coming together? So again, let me just quickly take a quick break here, and then I'm just gonna go check out and see if I have any questions. Okay, all right. So I am back here. Okay, so again, if you guys have any question, just leave it in the comment section below. Okay, so let's continue here. Let's continue. All right, so let me just quickly recap what we just covered today, right? So today you learned five main things, and that's number one, why you are struggling to grow your blog traffic. Number two will be how Pinterest works. Three, and four, how to define your target audience, and finally, how to consistently drive traffic to your blog on autopilot. So let me just quickly go over why you are here today. So you are here today because you want to learn how to drive traffic to your blog without spending your day. Because guys, that was what I was doing before, right? And you want a simple solution um, to your lack of blog traffic. 19 is your year to crush it, and you are ready to just make a change in your blogging career. So ladies, now is your time to goals, and it's your time to experience what massive and passive traffic looks like. It's your time, most importantly, to stop wasting time all day long every single day for good. Time to stop wasting time, right? And it's your time, guys, to crush it this year because, and especially with the guidance of a system. So, two things to remember, actually, a few things to remember. Remember that nothing I've shared with you today is theory or ideas. These are things that I took some screen captures of my own pin to show you guys how those pins are performing. Because usually, most times, people talk about Pinterest and they teach Pinterest and they don't have, right? So, improve. And also remember that I don't have any advantages, skills, or anything. I just or any tool or access to expensive nothing. Just have a system that works, and I promise that if I can do all these things, especially in a very competitive niche, hair and beauty is so competitive because most people in the hair space they have a YouTube channel, Instagram, whatnot, right? So if I can do it in a very competitive niche, guys, like you can. I want to introduce you guys really quickly to my program. It's called Boost Your Blog, and it's pretty much a comprehensive and a step-by-step system where I show you how to grow a blog. So just a quick case study. So I worked with Sonia a few months back, right? And we worked on her Pinterest account. You guys can see, her testimonial, that she shared here, right? She got a lot of value from it, and she said it is. And we even said here, I'm charging way too low, right? But I want to make sure that my courses, programs, everything are affordable. So Course about what's in it for me, what do I get? So it's a 5 module course with tutorials, resources, and I show you again step by step how to boost your blog traffic in a very easy and also practical way. And when you enroll in the course in the program, you're gonna get two awesome bonuses. So the one bonus that I share with you guys, you're gonna get for free is this SEO blog post titles. In the beginning, when I try to read about SEO, I couldn't figure it out. So, but now, guys, I've done the research for you guys. I know what blog post, what title works and gets clicks, and I've put it and I'm sharing that, right? Okay, and bonus number two will be to try Tailwind, which is my favorite Pinterest tool, right? Month, right? So for anybody who enrolls in this course before the end of the webinar, and so I'm thinking, okay, so even I decided to throw in this fast action bonus, right? And that's where I will actually go into your Pinterest account. I will take a look at it, its board Pinterest profile, and I will give you tips and feedback on what you can do on it to to increase your reach. And this is valued at 49 bucks. So let's take a look at what you're going to create or achieve by the end of our time together, right? So by the time you're going through the course, you be able to drive traffic. And from that testimony that I shared from one of my students, within just a month of taking my course, I mean, she was blown away. She was blown away, and I can't believe I'm getting this, like this much result within like a limited time, from like within like a short period of time. And you also got works and how to create beautiful pins that generate passive traffic. So join us now if you are ready to actually crush it 2019 my investment. So if you click on the button below this video, it'll take you to the sales page, and then it'll give you more. You're thinking, okay, why should I invest in this course when there are so many other options? So if you hire me to manage your Pinterest profile, to grow the traffic, everything at $1,000 per month, or if you hire me to coach you one-on-one, and I just finished coaching a natural hair brand, right? And I charge 2,000 bucks, for me to work with you and coach you on Pinterest. Um, but right, if you join us now, so in bonuses, and then you have the course training and everything. So the value of the course is close to 500 bucks, but guys, I'm not let you pay them. If you click on the button now to enroll, it's gonna take you to this page. It says grow your blog traffic, then you just click on get the early bird for a whopping ridiculous price of only 69 bucks. Right, as you can see here, it is only 69 bucks, and this offer this it is only 6 hours, guys, only 48 hours. So let me quickly share these two testimonies that I got from my students, Stephanie and Brianna. So Stephanie said, I've looked everywhere for a course that breaks down what to do on Pinterest, and all of them just tell you what you need to use Pinterest for, but none of them actually break it down. I'm so glad your course taking the time to put it together. And then from Brianna, she said, Adiola's course was super comprehensive and really went into detail about how to drive traffic to blog through page, take notes and experiment I bid to see what works well for you, your blog and your brand. Definitely look at each module more than once, right? If you need to, I would definitely recommend in this course. So final step. So once you click on that link, right, and you paid, you checked out the course and everything, You're gonna receive a confirmation email with the login. Start going through the course like immediately, right? And you can see the course dashboard here, right? You can start going through the course immediately, meaning by this time next in massive, massive, massive results in your your blog traffic. All right, so I know you have some questions for me. You're probably wondering, okay, where do I start, right? Because Pinterest, it is so huge. What can I do? Where do I start? So again, going back to this testimony that I got Antoinette, right? She did exactly what I told her, and within just a few weeks, I mean, she was pretty much able to like revamp blog. You might also be wondering, I'm not sure I can really afford this, right? Why should I invest $69? That's a lot of money. So again, from these testimonials that I got, you charge way too low, and your program it's worth every single penny. And then here from Brianna, like I definitely, Stephanie, thank you so much for putting the course together. Machia, thank you so much for creating these, right? So again, you guys in the past few months or years that you've been blogging, right? What's the impact? What is the impact that you've made from it, right? Within if you enroll in the next 24 hours, in the next 48 hours, it's only $69, and then afterwards I'm raising it to $97, and then 27. So you're working. You might also be wondering, okay, will this work for me in my niche? Will this work for me in my niche, right? So testimonial that Brianna said, right? She was like, you have to experiment a bit to see what works for you, your blog and your brand, right? But guys, did you know that are over super interest, hair and beauty, codes, health and fitness, fashion, um, home decor, do the tips, do everything that I recommend. It doesn't matter what niche you are in, guys. And just in case you have any question, please, 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 please send me a DM or whatnot, to clarify any message. Okay, so again, so just going back to this case study from Marcia, who actually is in the same space here, right? So again, for her, like at the beginning when she first started, she only had about 8,000 monthly page views, and then she grew to 7,000, 15,000, now in that. All right, so you guys, so you can just click on the button below this video to enroll in the program. I'm gonna quickly go check to see if I have any question. If not, I'm gonna end the webinar, and again, if you guys have any question for me, send me and quickly go check. See if I have any question here.